Take care, mate. You both want to dry out here?
Yeah.
Cool. Leave that to you. Gotta do something else.
I'm going to give it a go. For a month. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go for a month. I lost it, alright.
What are you doing? You use it up what you've got left.
There you go, alright. I haven't got any left though, that's the thing. Right, I'll see you later. Anything else?
Can I have 25 grams of Golden Virginia and some mental tips, please?
16.37 thanks.
Cheers. Thank you. See ya. Welcome to another England How It Is. Today's video is going to be about drinking culture. Now, I've had a few requests to do this video, and to be honest, I didn't really want to do it because I think it will portray England or the English people in quite a negative light, as I'm sure you'll see by the pictures that will be going across the screen. But there are some good sides and some bad sides to it, so hear me out. First of all, drinking is a big part of English life, usually to socialise or to unwind after work. The pubs and clubs are always really busy on Friday and Saturday nights. They're obviously, everyone's off work, so they're the busiest times, but you can go drinking any night of the week. There's a lot of student nights on, midweek, or any time of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Any time you can go drinking. There's usually specials on, special nights on, any time. So drinking can be cheap or expensive depending on where you go. You need to know what to look for, really. The average price of a pint where I live in Manchester is about £4. But you can find things cheaper than that you can, depending on what bar you go to or what pub you go to. There's always usually specials on, usually student nights especially. You can get a pint for £2 and certain shots for £1. So yeah, you just need to know what to look for, and it's not usually hard to find either. As you're walking through any big city, people will usually come up and hand you a leaflet or a voucher advertising some particular club or pub or bar with all the drinks prices on it, and they're usually quite reasonable. So on the average night out in Manchester, I'm talking about, because in London it's just crazy expensive with it being the capital, but on an average night out I spend about £70–80. You can spend as little as 30 or 40, especially if you have a few drinks before you go out, if you buy some cans or whatever. But I've spent hundreds on a night out, especially on big events like New Year's Eve, or if you have to pay to get into certain places. Certain clubs will charge you to get in. You can spend a lot of money or very little money. You just have to know where to look or know what you're looking for. So yeah, as I said, London is a lot more expensive. When I went to London, 2012 now, I think it was a Jack and Coke was £6, something like that. Whereas in Manchester, depending what bar you go to, you're looking at between about £3.50 and £4.50 for a single Jack and Coke. It's also much more expensive at music venues if you go to a gig. or if you go to sporting events. If you were to go and watch a game of football, you're looking to pay about £5 for a pint. When I went to a gig late last year, I got a double rum and coke, and it was £10. So they do hike up the prices substantially at any music events or sporting events. Yeah, so if you are in Manchester, I can recommend a great place called the Courtyard. It's one of my favourite places to go to. It's I wouldn't say it's studenty. It is quite popular with students though, but you find people of all age groups there, so it's not like you're going to be stuck with a load of youngsters all night. Yeah, but they have pool tables. They have an awesome jukebox with everything old and new on it. They serve good food. There's a great outdoor section with heated things. The heaters that they have out in the outdoor bit. And they have live sports on TV, and they have certain promotions on all throughout the year. And they have a great selection of drinks as well. I don't think there's anything that they don't have, unless it's some really obscure spirit or drink from some place in the world. Well, they do seem to have most things. I've never asked for something and been turned away because they don't have it. What else? Yeah, so the English do like to drink, and sometimes because of our love to drink, it gives us a bit of a bad reputation, especially with people in other countries. We do tend to think that we can hold our booze pretty well, and that we're not the sort of people who get drunk easily. But I suppose it's different with everybody. But there's a lot of programs on TV over here, like like fly on the wall sort of TV shows, where they follow a group of guys or a group of girls who go to party destinations such as Ibiza or Ayia Napa or other places, like party destinations, and they get up to trouble and puke in the streets and get stupid tattoos and stuff like that, and it is quite funny to watch. But when you watch it, you do realise that we do get a bad image in some of these countries as pissed up louts who just cause trouble. So yeah, I don't like to think, I don't like to be perceived as that. But I suppose it's the truth. If we are going to go over there and make fools of ourselves, then we're going to get a bad reputation. But not everybody's like that. Some people can hold their booze quite well and not make a fool of themselves. If you don't drink in England, if you come over to England and you meet people and they take you out, or you go out and you say you don't drink, it's not a bad thing. You'll be allowed to get away with it. No one's going to force booze down your throat. But you might get a few strange looks. People saying, you don't drink. It's almost like people will see it as strange that you don't drink. But if you stick to your guns and just insist, I either don't feel like drinking tonight, or I simply don't drink at all, people will, accept it and allow you to, drink your orange juice or your Coke or whatever it is. And some people might even appreciate it, because it means you can drive them home at the end of the night. Yeah, it's no biggie if you don't drink. No one's gonna fall out with you for it or anything. So I think it's in all, it's hard to put a good spin on things. I don't want to lie or anything, because this is England how it is, and it is how it is with the drinking culture. It is very prevalent, and it can be bad sometimes, and a lot of the time it is. You do hear of things in the news or things like that, of people getting into trouble when they're drunk, and deciding that it's a good idea to go for a swim, or they get into a fight and then get knocked out and die, bang their head or something. You hear all sorts, and it's not nice to hear, and things like that. It's not something I want to put out there. But like I say, I've been asked to do the video, so I will, and I am. And yeah, I think if you were to come here on holiday or to live, just be aware that it is a big part of life. At least, I mean, I am generalising as well. It's a big part of life, for the life I lead, if you know what I mean. Everyone I know drinks. I drink. It's just an everyday. Well, not every day. I'm not an alcoholic, but still, it's an ongoing thing. It's something that I come into contact with all the time. I drive to work in the morning, and I see people queuing up outside the pub waiting to go in. You know, when it opens up, that sort of thing. But if you come here on holiday or to live, you'll still have a good time as long as you try and stay out of trouble. It's not often that trouble will find you as regards to booze. You know, if you get drunk and go out looking for a fight, you'll probably find a fight. But if you just want to have a nice time with friends, have a few drinks, and you know, go home at the end of the night, then you'll be fine. So yeah, I don't know what else I can say as regards to drinking. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, take it easy.